So today I'm going to show you how I Bondo this bedside here. I'm just using normal Bondo. This will go around the whole area, and we're just going to fill that in. Clean and prep it. I'm just going to be using Brake Clean. This is probably not what you should be using. You should probably be using acetone or isopropyl alcohol and paper towel. Did the job, worked on the other side, so I'm going to continue to do that. Also, I don't have acetone. And then, yeah, I'm just going to use a spare piece of fiberglass here, sheet, to use that to mix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my angle grinder here with a flat disc on it. I'm just going to go up and remove the paint and this coating here on the patch panel, just to give myself a bigger Just going to take a piece of paper towel here, like so. Spray a little spray paint on it. So yeah, just take that, clean your surface good, go over it, I don't know, probably a couple of times would be good. Okay. Alright, let's mix us up some Bondo here. You want a flat piece of material that's clean. Small batches are quite important because you don't want your Bondo to harden up too fast on you. Better to work in a bunch of small batches even though it's tedious. So, there, that's about good. Just scrape that off there. And you want to grab your hardener. Run a bead for this size. I'm going to run a bead right about that big. And the color you want is going to be for this blue stuff, it's going to be a pale blue. For the red stuff, I found it's going to be a pale pink, like light salmon color. I don't know if they make any other colors. You're just going to fold this together. Do not stir it. You'll get air bubbles in it, and then you're going to have to apply more coats and do a lot more sanding when you get to that point. Alright, that's a good color. That's about what you want it to be. Let's go. We'll apply it. Okay, we got our Bondo here. So, take this, and we're just gonna grab a small bit, like so. Just press it up in. Make sure you press it into any small grooves that could potentially be in the middle. Make sure, because you don't want air or moisture somehow to get in and rust this out. You want this to be nice and tight, so it can be as permanent as you can realistically make it. Just gonna press it in really good. We're gonna do this the whole length. As you can see, we want to build the Bondo up so we're at least flat so we can start sanding. So you're just gonna keep applying these coats of Bondo until you're flat, like over here. See? We're not quite flat yet. Over here we're going to be, but I don't want to touch it because it hasn't set yet. But I'm still gonna put one more because you can see there's some holes in there and such. All right, so layer 3 is done. I still have to do down here, but I still have to grind those welds because we had to put a patch here because there was just a bunch of holes in that specific area. So I decided I was just gonna cut it out and fill it in. And then there's also a little patch weld there. So I still have to grind those down yet, and then start bondoing down here. But up here, we're on our 3rd layer up here. All right, I'm gonna start grinding down these welds, just using a flap disc on an angle grinder. Cheap one too. Just the base model angle grinder from Harbor Freight. Nothing special about it. It was 15 bucks. Hasn't failed me yet. It's actually been almost beneficial in some ways. because it spins so slow in comparison to like a nice DeWalt or Milwaukee, it's not as scary to cut with in these, on these super thin body panels, since I don't have a body saw, because the faster they spin, they cut through the metal so fast. It's actually almost beneficial to have this, so you can actually just take your time with it. So now while that little area sits for a little while to get some get a little bit dry, we're just gonna put another coat. This here, as you can see, has gotten pretty solid, so we can just press another coat right on. This area here where I got overzealous and where the batch was too big and I was still trying to put it on as it was hardening, this area probably gonna have some issues with bubbles because the Bondo's not gonna press in too well, I bet. So there's my small word of advice for you. Now that all of the Bondo is built up along on the bedside, as you can see here, there, there, actually a little high there. So we're going to take our sander here with some 80 grit on it. I'm going to get to work sanding down because we have all these ridges here because I'm not super good at bondoing. We're just gonna work on sanding this down best we can, or I can, so that we can start filling in any holes that there might be in air pockets and gaps. So now that we have this sanded down so that we can see where we need to fill in, as you can see, I didn't do a very good job this time. So, compared to last time. So what I did is I actually sanded in a lot of places a little bit past where I needed to, just to make sure to find any holes, if there are big holes or anything. Oh, that was quick. I got that ground down way, way faster than I thought it would. This piece that was here actually was completely surface rust, came right off. The piece that was here, as you can see, that's a hole, but that's okay. It's not that big of a hole. So I'm gonna go up the back here and take a look at it if I can. See what it looks like from the back. And also this here ground down. That was just rust that was on the paint actually. So that ground down real easy. Bondo is on again. I left it sit overnight to harden and set. So now I have all of the Bondo work done, all of it sanded. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be perfect. Last thing to do is just prime this area and double check. And we are